Hello and welcome. I am Scrapperlock, and this is City of Heroes on the private servers. Our character is 16th level, and she is a martial arts super reflex scrapper, Silver Phoenix. We have 66,000 experience and 900,000 now influence. I got something like 80,000 influence, 70,000 influence on a mission that I just did. So if you watched the last episode at the end, I was invited into a group. I got sidekicked up to level 20 or something, and then I went off to join them. And I didn't want to be narrating while I was in the group, and it's probably a good thing I wasn't, because I can only imagine the things I would have said on a recording that probably would get me into trouble if any of those people watched the recording. I don't know, it was really crazy. It was a bunch of nice people. One or two of them are on my super group, the rest of them I've never met before. They were fine, but the person running the mission, we were all like level 21, 22. The person running the mission had been with somebody else who had insisted on doing +4, and so everything was 25th level and I was 20th, so it was all purple to me, which means I was hitting like once per attack cycle. I mean, I kid you not, 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe one of them hit, and then when it hit, crane kick, right? Against an even level con does 51 damage. That's what I'm doing most of the time, around 50 damage. It was doing 13, guys. I kid you not. 13! I mean, I was doing nothing. I probably did about 1% of the damage in a group of 8. There was no reason for me to even be there. I couldn't pull aggro. I couldn't, like, every once in a while a purple thing would go after one of the healers. I would go back there to try to help, but I couldn't do anything to it because the darn thing was 4 or 5 levels higher than I was. We ended up in this massive room where they overpulled and everybody wiped. So Silver Phoenix is no longer undefeated. I was defeated once. Certainly haven't been defeated solo, and I haven't been defeated in any reasonable mission. But yeah, I'm fighting purples at this level. And yeah, if I was level 40, no problem. But at this level, yeah, I don't think so. So yeah, unfortunately, I didn't do very much, and Silver Phoenix has now had one defeat. Annoyingly enough, I didn't get any debt, which I find frustrating. I did not gain any experience. I just left out on influence only, and like I said, we got up to 900,000 influence now. I did find a single dual origin enhancement, this one. So now Cobra Strike is going to hit quite well. This has been expired, so we're going to delete that. We now have, with 900,000, enough to get, I don't know if it's a full set of DOs, but I'm going to put an attack on everything. I probably will trick out the attacks and accuracy, I was going to say, on everything. I'll probably trick out the attacks with DOs, and I'll probably put the toggles on a single endurance reducer. I don't think I'll bother with defensive DOs because they're not worth it. So when we hit level 17, I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the experience because it's been 2 or 3 missions now since I've done any experience, so I'll go ahead and turn that on. Yeah, you know, it's funny, those guys, what they were doing was, it was just a radio mission. Like, I don't know why you would do that, given that there are so many story missions to do. But I guess if people just want to level, they don't want to deal with running back and forth to contacts and stuff. It's just not the way I want to play. So that's why I kept the experience turned off while we were doing that mission. Let's see. Just trying to see what this scroll is saying for my super group. So I'm going to hang out with those guys again tomorrow night, hopefully, in our roleplay event. Meanwhile, it's nice to be away from purples and back into blues and whites. So I took this mission. This is the Clockworks robbed a place and they stole a trophy case, and we're supposed to get the trophy case back. This is given by our contact, Guy Denson. We're not into his story arc. I don't know if he has a story arc. Not every contact did at this level. Back at launch, I don't know if they added story arcs to every single contact or not as the game progressed. But we'll see if we can get a story arc out of him. If not, we'll move on to another contact. And I think what I may do is start a strategy of doing several contacts at once, and then see which one of them, if any, gives us a story arc. There should be a couple more in this level range, 16 to 20. I've mentioned them, the Vajalox, the Clockwork King. Once we get to level 20, then we'll be doing things like the Tsu, the family, and then in the mid to upper 20s you start getting Sky Raiders and Banished Pantheon. Banished Pantheon, I think it's in the late 20s. The Banished Pantheon arc is one of my favorite arcs in the entire game. It's just got a really cool story, and the Pantheon are super fun to fight. They're incredibly hard. They're like Vajalox on steroids, so they're smashing. I think they're smashing resistant. But they have some of the coolest looking bosses and some of the most frustrating enemies to fight, but that also makes it interesting and fun. Okay. Oh, there's a cog. And they're swarming me now. This must have been a patrol over here. So I had some fun on that mission with the 8-man team, just in the sense of the people on it were pretty fun, and they were joking around, and we had a little bit of fun, joking around with each other and so forth. When the team wiped, nobody got mad. We just all kind of like, okay, well, whatever. I did mention that, this is the first time my character's ever died, and the guy who was leading the mission was like, oh, I'm so sorry. And like, it's fine. I knew it was going to happen eventually. It continues my history, though, with Scrappers. Once I started learning how to play them, one of the things that started happening was I never, ever, ever died on solo missions. I always died on team missions. And this is sort of continuing that. When I can control it, right? When I have control over how fast we're going through the mission, who we attack when I pull, things like that, I just don't have a problem. It's always when I'm on a team and somebody overpulls or refuses to wait or what have you that I end up having trouble. Right, so here you could easily imagine somebody not wanting to wait for me to rest and just jumping into that next spawn. And the thing is, once the endurance is gone, I can't run the toggles, and then I'm vulnerable. Oh, they saw me. I thought I might be able to get away with that, but they saw me. It looks like somebody on the team channel is talking about, maybe I should just go for broke and make up a Captain America. Let's see, what does it say? Alright, here we go. Oh, and we leveled. We completed the mission. We leveled up. And we found the trophies. I wonder if there are any clockworks around here to beat up. Oh, there are a few. Since we got our buffs, let's go ahead and do that. That's a little weird that the trophy would be that far toward the entrance, and leave the whole mission kind of undone. I'm not going to necessarily go do the whole thing, in part because I don't want to overdo the experience, gaining experience. Got a lot of recipes. We're up to 16 now, most of which I probably don't need. We're level 17 now, so my temptation is to head out of the mission. We don't have to search anymore. And, yeah, okay, so we've basically gone through almost this entire thing. Alright. So yeah, we can head out, and now we can level up to 17, and we can buy some dual origin enhancers and make our powers a little bit more effective now that we have over 900,000 XP, or influence. Um, as I said, I need about 800,000, 800, I think it's 825,000 or something exactly, to get a full set of SOs or inventions. I know at least for SOs we can do it. So I'm going to go ahead and use some of the money for the DOs because I don't need it all. And now you're seeing what I was talking about, how you can kind of gain height little by little by kind of using the buildings almost as a little maze. Oops, and I missed there. Not too badly. And there I missed. But basically using the rooftops as a maze, you can gain height quite substantially and end up being at the top of the tallest buildings in the zone. What can I sell? All of this. 1, 2, 3. And then let's see, what do we have for recipes? Oh wow, I have a level 25. So let's do info on this. Right, so a level 25 damage recipe. We have one of these. Is 32% buff. It costs 35,000 influence, which is probably more than a single origin level 25 enhancement. But once you slot it in, and the single origin at level 22, a single origin enhancement will be like plus 39% or something. But once you slot it in, it stays at plus 32. It never changes. So it's always like a slightly below an even level enhancement to you, and it'll be that way forever. We then won't need the level 15s. We don't need these. And we won't need these. These are all below our level at this point, so we don't need them. The 25 accuracy is good. We don't need hold. Sleep, we don't need. So that looks pretty good. Alright, we now have 922,000 influence. And I guarantee you, if I wanted to sell on Wentworth's the salvage that's orange, 1, 2, 3, 4, that's at least another 2 million influence sitting in my inventory if I really wanted it. So let's go to Steel Canyon South. So we're heading to the natural shop. What is this saying? They're just talking about character ideas. Alright. Oh, yeah, here we go. I just love jumping over the train station. Super fun. Over the train tracks, rather. Super fun. So now we can get level 20s that are dual origins. And we have enough influence that we should be able to buy a good set. So let us see right here how many of each thing we need. So first of all, we need 1, 2, 3 accuracies because this is a 19. So we need 3 accuracies. And let's start with that. So they're 8,000 each. So that's... No, wait, we need 4 accuracies, don't we? 1, 2, 3, 4. No, we need 3 because we don't need that one. Okay. So that's 24,000 right there. Alright. And we're going to go ahead and... We can't add these, so we're going to just rip these out. We can't add to these because we can only do plus 3. If we made these 21, it would be 4 levels higher than we are. So we'll go ahead and slot that in. And we'll slot that in. Take that off. Slot that in. Okay, so we now have single origin accuracy. We can take this off and this off because they're expired. Dual origin accuracy, rather. Okay, so let's see. We want to get, as much as we're using endurance, I really think we want to get damage on these, because doing more damage will mean we need to take less blows. So we might also want recharge on these two. So let me think about this. Put a single damage on each of these, put a recharge on each of these, and have this take 2 damage. Wait, this doesn't need recharge, do 3 damage on this, and a damage and a recharge. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage and 2 recharge. So damage is right there. We have 858,000 influence now. Right, so we're now doing extra damage. So now so the base damage is 23. With 2 dual origin enhancements on it, we're going to be doing 32. So that's good. Storm Kick goes up from 36 to 43. And Crane Kick... Oh, I took too many damage. Oh no, I didn't. There we go. So triple. This is actually going up to 36 damage. This is going to be doing 43 damage instead of 36. Right? This goes from 23 to 36. Crane Kick, it goes from 54 to 64, and then Cobra Strike is still going to be doing 54 damage. Now the last thing I wanted to do was put endurance reducers in these 2 things. Focus Fighting and Focus Senses. Not sure if Combat Jump needs an endurance reducer. Let's see. How much endurance does that take? 0.06 a second? No, it doesn't do it. It's not enough. These guys here are doing 0.26 a second, so an endurance reducer makes sense in those. And there's the endurance reducer, right? 20% endurance reduction. So 1, 2. I think that's it for dual origins. We don't need any more. Oh, and I was going to do a recharge in these 2. Hang on. 2 recharges. And we'll still have over 800,000 influence. Where's the recharge? Where is that? Knockback. There's recharge. Callie's Incense. 1, 2. So now this will recharge in 5 seconds instead of 6, and this will recharge in 8.39 seconds instead of 10. So that's pretty good. And now we're going to head over and train up. To level 17. And this is going to be over by the center of town here. Right there. It's not the exact... There it is, Valkyrie. And this will get us 2 more slots. Train to a new level of power. So, we want to get a Focus Senses and a Cobra Strike. So one of the things I want to do is get another endurance reducer on that. Rather than a recharge, because that thing takes a lot of endurance. And We can use the tech natural here. Let me go ahead and in the options, there's a way to tell it to hide, show all enhancements in the stores disabled. And then it should only show me stuff that I can use. There we go. So now what I want to do is get endurance reducer right there. That's fine. And we're going to put that on Cobra Strike. Now it'll be a lot more effective now that we've fully DO'd our powers. And this is sort of what the game expects you to do at this level. If you're not doing it, which I wasn't going to do if I hadn't sold that one item to get 600,000 extra influence, that would make things very, very hard. All right, now we're going to call our contact. He says, "Thank you, Silver Phoenix. Manny's going to be happy. And now I am sending you out on a mission of mercy today. I want you to get over to Skyway City and take some lost into custody." Okay, so that's something that he was talking about for a while. Now we have Fault Line here that we can start working on. Everybody else is Skyway City. Is that true? It looks like it. All right, so let's get over there and we'll see which contact is just closest to the mission door, or closest, or in between us and the mission door, or whatever, and we'll just start with that one. And if there's a couple, we could, you know, do a couple of them. Still not able to get quite the height to get over there, to get up on top of those buildings, like on the sides of those buildings. But we can definitely get up this way, no problem. Oh, lots of lag. Oh, lots of rubber banding there. Wow. Alright, let's try this again. That was a lot of rubber banding. That is a good way to get killed if you're in the wrong zone, like if you're in a high-level zone and you're not quite the level of that zone. Rubber banding can kill you. Okay, so let's check out how we do with DOs against the Lost. Go to Skyway City South, because that's where the Lost hang out. The Lost hang out in the south half of the city. This is going to be kind of tough because it's level 15 to 20. And we're only 17, so most of them are going to be a couple levels above us. But the other thing we want to do is look at where our contacts are. So we're down here in the south train station. We used to come up north. And what we're going to do is look at see what contacts are where. So this one is over there. Where's the mission? Now that's just in this area. Okay. So Montoya's there. Karen Parker's up there. Pavel is a little closer. Vitaly, he's the closest. So let's try Vitaly Chernenko. So he's over there. And we're going to look and see if we can find some Lost as well. Those are trolls. Trolls, you see red. Cogs. Trolls. And there's Vitaly. I'm pretty sure he has a story arc. And we earned a badge. This is an Explorer badge. Healing node. So the Medcom is a teleportation network that can send fallen heroes directly to hospitals for treatment. And his available missions are: Circle of Thorns is getting bolder by the day. They're performing arcane rituals right out in public and causing a panic. I need you to hit the streets and defeat the Circle of Thorns. Or we've located Circle of Thorns' lair under the control of Movian, a specialist in magical transportation. Get in there and destroy the portal. I will go ahead and take that mission. And that mission is in Steel Canyon. Oh, and it's a time mission. So we're going to have to take that task immediately because we only have 1 hour to do it. And people used to hate these because there's no indication that it's going to be a timed mission in most cases. I didn't read that carefully, so maybe there was and I didn't notice. But people get really annoyed because it's like, well, what if I have to log out, or what if I have what if I had a time mission and you gave me another time mission, or you know, whatever. So we'll do Steel Canyon South. I don't know where this is even going to be. Imagine if we don't have movement powers and we're in the south and it's all the way in the north and it takes you 10 minutes just to get up there. Yep, see, it's in the north. Fortunately, we can take the train station right back. I'll just head up there. It's fine. Yeah, with Super Jump we can get up there in a minute or two, and it's not going to take us an hour to do this mission. But it's not an hour to get in there, it's an hour to finish the mission, and I can remember several times when we were unable to finish missions because we didn't do them in time or what have you. One thing I want to point out, there's a couple of buildings like this around the city. You notice their texturing's a little different, right? You see how this has got this sort of smooth kind of cream texture versus the brick, right? And most of the bricks are sort of this gray brick, brown brick, maybe some red brick, this kind of thing. And yet you have this sort of smooth texture. I believe these buildings are the ones that they put in later, and I haven't seen this happen, but there used to be these little events where the building would catch fire, and your character would help put the fire out and rescue people from the fire. It was really cool. I haven't seen that happen. I don't know if that's turned on or like what it takes to like get it to start doing that. I feel like they only used to happen at certain times, but it's super cool. And another one of these things they added to the game to help you feel like a superhero. People said that, you know, like I want to rescue cats out of trees. I want to rescue people from a burning building. See, there's another one right there. And so I think these are the ones that this would happen at, but I don't know when they happen. Is that? I thought that was somebody from my supergroup, but I don't think so. Alright, so we're going to do this mission and then I will call it a night. And I got to remember to turn off experience gain. We're 17th level now. And we want to stop gaining experience at least till we start the next story arc. Alright, there we go. Did I see skulls over there? Bajilok? I thought I saw skulls. Outcasts, okay. In we go. Guys are 17th level. In 5 levels we'll be able to get single origin enhancements. But let's not think too far ahead. The scent of dried herbs tells me the circle has made themselves home here. I think people other than the circle use dried herbs. But alright. Make sure that's applied. No experience gain. So now we're in one of these caves. I really like the ambiance of these caves. And I think Crypto did a really good job of making it seem like you're in a cave, but making it not be so dark that you just can't even tell where the heck you're going. Oh, so now we're going to fight ghosts. These are tough because they have damage resistance. Let's talk to this guy first. Let's do this guy first. And they debuff you, so this is going to be rough. They debuff your 2-hit. Oh, ouch. Whoa. Yeah, these guys are brutal. And they're +1. I don't know what it is about the game. It's like the mobs that are the hardest always seem to be +1. You know, so you're fighting Clockworks are almost never yellow. You're fighting Bajiloks and Circle of Thorns are always yellow. I don't know what it is that makes the... I don't know whether it's just because they're harder villains, they automatically +1 or what. So here's another group that I used to hate when I was a Super Reflex Scrapper in the original live game, because they're highly resistant, right? 35 damage instead of, what is it, 60 or something? That should be the base. So let's take a look. Crane Kick should be doing 65 damage, it does 35. These guys are worse than the Vajilok, they're 50% resistant. So you're going to say, but Scrapperlock, you took this mission. Yep. I don't mind that it's hard. It doesn't bother me. I don't mind a challenge. We have some inspirations here. We've just gotten our DOs. We should be fine. I would kind of prefer if this was a white conning mission instead of mostly yellows, and maybe it will be. It could just be a front-loaded mission. I mean, who knows? But, so I don't mind fighting them. I'd rather fight level 18s than level 17s than 18s, but I don't mind that, you know, I mean, it's okay. This is another one where I wish I had focused chi rather than something like Crane Kick, or I'm sorry, rather than Cobra Strike. Although stunning them like that is very helpful. But yeah, they're resistant, I think, to both physical, like smashing, and lethal. I'm not sure. I can't swear to it, but I think they are. Okay. And again, we're going to be having endurance troubles because we have to spend so many hits to take them out. So even though we've got some endurance reducers on these things, if you've got to take 4 or 5 attack chains to take out 2 guys, yeah, you're going to be sucking wind. Okay, I don't see anybody up here. Crystals, not a clicky. Defeat Movian and his Coven. Oh, I didn't want to come up there. I wanted to come this way. There's another tunnel. I'm a little disappointed this isn't one of the Circle of Thorns maps. Those are pretty cool. But most of them come in after you hit level 20. I think some of that's just because they were added to the game later, and so they were added to the higher level content. Now there we go, that's an energy mage. Okay, and so these are lower level guys, right? So that's not too bad. And this guy is an archer. These guys are used to, yeah, they're wicked accurate, but they're not that powerful. There's the energy mage. I'm gonna head and put on practice brawler because they do stuns and stuff. And now we're gonna kick his butt. Try stunning him. And there we go. We didn't even need to stun him. Now these guys should drop some potentially useful enhancements because they are magic, so they should drop natural magic or mutation magic. So half of the enhancements they drop should be of some use to me. And, you know, some people used to pick... I remember my friends used to pick missions particularly for who they were fighting. You know, like Clockworks drop tech, so if they were a tech person, they would purposely pick Clockwork missions, so the drops would be usable enhancements. If you're magic, you would purposely pick Circle of Thorns, so the drops would be mostly magical. If you were natural, you would take, I think it was the family, because their drops are mostly natural. And there he is, that's our boss. Does he have anybody else around him? He does not. Practice brawler still going, so we're going to go ahead. And we're going to need an accuracy here because his shield is debuffing me. Okay. Oh, there's another guy. That's not good. Okay, we're still doing alright. Okay, need a little bit of health. Let's get off of that thing. Let's get around here. That thing is sending out AoE damage, so we're going to stay away from it. This thing over here that's pulsating is sending out AoE damage. You see it? That thing that's pulsating. Alright, so let's beat this guy up. Yeah, so sometimes in the higher levels, certain guys like the Devouring Earth will set a thing down, and like this thing, see how it's pulsating? That is debuffing me. Right? Here it is. Earthquake. Defense and base defense is negative, and then knockback. So defeat him and his Coven. And I hear a glowy. It's up there. But let's go ahead and fight these guys. The Circle of Thorns archers. Yeah, see, these guys look a little more like I remember. And that was a girl, I think. Again, they seem to have redesigned these things so that there are some more female villains, which I think is a good idea. Why would the villains all be male? And there's more guys over here, it looks like. Spectral followers. But let's go up and click the glowy. Oh, this is cool. This is like a little well of magic with all these little symbols on it. That is a really cool looking piece of set dressing. Mission complete. We got an enhancement. So again, this is a defense buff. This is a circlet. Since it's free, I'm going to go ahead and use it. Oh wait, I thought this was enhances defense buffs. Huh. Increases defense buffs. I guess it must be not this. If that works, why doesn't? Oh, it's mutation magic. So it's not natural. That's why. Let's go ahead and bump this. May as well. And I'm not going to bother with that because it's not doing much. Alright, so let's finish these guys off. We may as well. That we're here. We see their evilness. We may as well defeat their evilness. Notice, by the way, we are able, with guys that don't resist me, even a yellow, to like do a 3-hit kill again. Right? Now, not on the ghosts, but on the archer, we were able to. That is ridiculous. I missed him that's because I'm being debuffed, that's why. They are a pain in terms of trying to hit. Oh, we got him. So now we should be alright. He's draining me. Right, 2-hit bonus -6. But I've got so much accuracy, he shouldn't be able to debuff me that much. There we go. Done and done. Alright guys, we're gonna head out. Mission's complete. And we're gonna stop here, and I hope you've had a great time. And I'll see you next time.